Going America's Best.
That's where
Nope.
I go.
I got to the same eye doctor. I've been watching for a minute.
Because my beagle keeps eating them.
Oh, shoot, I dropped my book. Okay, so we're live, and it is Chapter 9, Arya 3, Clash of Kings. Welcome back, Thursday Book Club, as usual, 8-ish. And tonight, Fran doing the chapter. But first, let's everybody introduce themselves, and then, Bran, you go right on into the overview. Bree?
Hi, everybody. I'm Revengeance, and I'm here on YouTube. I'm on Facebook and Amino, Twitter, everywhere. Just come say hi. I'm actually going to be doing something probably Saturday, so come check us out. We got a little something that we're going to be playing with and just kind of hanging out. And I'll let it go on and roll on over now. So, hi, guys.
Hey,
Galo?
hey y'all. It's Liz. You can see, I think my links are all in the description. I'm on Quora and Twitter. I did a little pre-episode live stream with my brother last week, if you guys want to watch that. We were wrong about some things, of course, right? Maybe sort of right about others. Also on Quora, and maybe I'll share the link after we talk about the episode. I have a very popular question I asked on Quora relating to something. It has 60 answers by people. I'm pretty impressed by that, and so I'll share that. And yeah, you can check out all those answers by all the different people who either loved what happened or hated what happened or something in between. Or anyways, yeah, that's all for me.
All righty, Kerri.
Well, I'm Kerri McDonald. You can find me on Book Club pretty much every week. I missed it last week. Death in the Family. Excited to be back and to do Book Club. Thank you, Jen. Pretty much my stuff is in the description. My Gmail. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Amino, and I guess that's about it.
All right. And then we've got Bran Blackwood. And if you just introduce yourself, what do you guys want to do first? The book chapter? Y'all want to, let's talk about this week's episode, I guess. Bran, you start us off with that. We'll go back down.
Hey, can I say one more thing before we get started, too, that I just forgot to mention? And I want to make sure I mention. And Kerri forgot it, too. We have a GoFundMe going where we're trying to raise money for Naomi, which is Kerri's daughter, who is a very good student and in need of an oboe for school. She's going to college soon, and we're trying to help her get a new oboe that is college worthy. So we do put the link in the description. Another charity that's going on that's a GoFundMe that I want you guys to check out, please, if you haven't already, is Kev's Bridge 4. He's got one that's really good for it's a children's hospital in, I believe, Philadelphia. My niece is in the hospital now up there having some problems with their kidneys. So it's just really weird how we're all connected in the world, too. But it's a good charity anyways. It's for kids. Yeah. And both of them are. One will help education and make beautiful music. The other one helps sick kids. So check them out. There's a lot of really cool stuff on GoFundMe. And just help any way you can, guys. Thanks.
A couple bucks is, great.
A little bit goes a long way, yeah. Anything you can do.
We need to get her a new oboe for college, to apply for college scholarship money. They're like $3,500, but she's been working at the one she has that's really not, it's from like 6th grade. So yeah, we got to get her a new one. So thank you.
So, am I doing the chapter overview right now, or are we talking about the episode?
Well, you know what? I know Kerri has a lot to get off her chest.
Why is it just me?
And I'm going to let that happen. But
it's not just you, honey.
Can you introduce yourself, sweetie?
Well, my name is Branwick, and I will not be on the internet for the next couple of weeks or so. So you won't find me anywhere.
Okay, but his link for his Facebook is in the description. But Brandon is moving and he won't have internet for a minute. So um that's what that is. So he's in the link. I don't know why that's so funny, Ray, but okay.
No, it's not. I'm trying to do sad faces that I can't do. I'm trying not to laugh.
Okay, let's talk about that episode. And Amanda and Peter in the chat, please, you guys join in. And
Nancy.
oh, I didn't. My chat's not moving appropriately. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm on a busted phone. That's a long story in itself, but hey, we work with what we have, right? So,
Yeah.
with that, let me say what I thought. Okay, like I said last week, I realized a long time ago that this is, it's a show based on a book, and anytime you have that, it would probably be best to say loosely based. And up until season 3, it was really almost pretty much spot on, and I couldn't be happier. But they got away from that for whatever reason, being tired of doing the show. I think that contributed because I think I'd seen an interview where they were like, this has been 10 years of my life, and we're everybody's kind of ready to move on. But what have you, for whatever reason, they kind of veered away from, I think, being a little bit better than most based on a book shows. But at the end of the day, I can't with him. But he's right. At the end of the day, there is no more published book to base it on, and it's got bigger and bigger and crazier. And I think they just did the best with what they had, and like other shows, like The Tudors and even The Spanish Princess now. There's things in it that it's not even historically accurate. And that's the way I look at this, is like, it's a really good television show, but it's not going to be what you expect it to be from the book. Okay. So with that, I was okay with the episode.
Not me.
You guys, what do you think about this? So is Daenerys now Queen of the Ashes?
Yeah, I wrote that.
Let's start with that. Okay, Ree, you go ahead. We'll go down the line.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay.
No,
all right.
Because she's about to explode.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now I will say, as
Never mind.
far as the episodes go, it was a good episode. First of all, okay, I'm just gonna say flat out, fuck Tyrion, because bitches are bitches.
Please say what was good about the episode.
I'll get to it. And I'll tell you what was good about the episode. Because I'll tell you, because I'll it was cinematics. I love special effects. The special effects team. That's what I like. Yeah. That's what I'll tell you. That was what was good.
I agree.
So that's what was good. Arya and the Hound. That's what was good about the episode. That was pretty much it.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Now, Daenerys, I have rooted for Daenerys for so damn long, and from day one. So I want to say this and be clear about this. Now, I thought the bitch was a G. I thought the struggle was real, that she just had a hard time and she'd been through it. And I had been rooting for my girl for so long, and I've stuck up for her. And I've been like, no, she ain't going to be like her daddy. Believe in the girl. And no, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. And then Jon Snow just couldn't take one for the team and go bang his auntie one more time. And so the bitch done lost her shit. She was already looking wretched. And she just got mad and had that PMS moment, and then she went too damn far. So now all I got to say is, because I know on the final episode she's going to go focusing towards Sansa. And I know that Sansa is not a dumbass bitch. And she's been getting ready for her to come back to Winterfell because she knows that she's going to turn back to Winterfell because she's the only one that's called her on a bullshit this whole time. So I know that she's going to be getting ready for this whole time. I hope Varys got his letters out because I'm very pissed about Varys. And then Tyrion got the nerve to go over there to him and be like, it was me that told him. How are you even going to do that? That was supposed to be your boy. He looked out for you how many times? And you going to do that shit to him? And then she, oh, yeah, no. Daenerys can just go fuck off now. I want Arya to stab her to death. I want Sansa to stab her to death. I want Jon to kill Grey Worm because he just needs to man up now. He doesn't seen it, but he could have stopped it all if he would have just fucking manned up how long ago. Grey Worm done lost his mind. I get it. He's mad because he lost his woman and he's just letting the rage fly. I understand his pain. I understand, Grey Worm. I understand. Now, Arya, I swear she got Dracarys. Watch it. I've watched it 3 times. And that bitch got sprayed just like Jon did in episode 3 with that Dracarys. The plot armor was that she still had her clothes on, and that was all. So, yes, she was unburnt. And then that white horse, that's death. Death came in on, an ashen horse or whatever? That looked like an ashy horse to me. So, yeah, go bring death, girl. That's all I got to say. But Daenerys, she went too damn far. I was not okay with Jaime and Cersei. Girl should have went out. She's done too much shit for her to go out like that. But if it's the tower falling on them, that's kind of poetic.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I just wasn't okay with that. And no bones. Then until I see bones, I don't believe that shit.
Okay, right. That was. Let's move on to.
I don't accept it.
But I was gonna follow up with that question. You guys let me and everybody know. Do you think there's any way Jaime and Cersei are alive? Because my husband believes that they are still alive, and I'm just like, they're dead. But
I don't think they're alive.
I have a question.
Same with Euron. Euron, just because he got stabbed doesn't mean he's dead.
Has anyone heard, I cannot remember where I read it, that they're going to do an epilogue, like an extra episode?
They're doing a documentary.
It's like a documentary on May 26th.
Oh, it's a documentary. Oh.
Yeah. Of the production, yeah.
Okay.
Which
And they got a music video thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
I
think it would be cool.
Liz, I don't know how you felt about the episode. I wrote on Geek Chat, worst episode ever.
Oh,
yeah,
really
one more thing. What was the point of even having the Golden Company there? Because seriously,
the horse.
The horse just for the horse, yeah.
Kerri, do you want to go first? I really like the episode, so I have a different perspective.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
You can go first, or I can go next, or whatever.
I almost had the phone down. I want to hear Kerri go off.
I'm not gonna go off. I've loved the show. I've stood up for the show. I've made excuses for the show. You know, my family are just show watchers. Naomi watched it with me, and she made fun of it the whole time. A 17-year-old about how, like, pretty much stupid it was because of the writing. That's what got me about the whole thing. I watched it 3 times. I thought Clegane Bowl sucked. I thought the mountain looked like Darth Vader without his mask.
Yeah, I kind of did. Do y'all think that little girl is Poison and Danny?
The fight wasn't that good. He had the hound totally had a disadvantage. I did like the cinematography. I didn't like the Tyrion the Tyrion Jaime part. When I watched it for the second time, I liked it better. But other than that, as far as the cinematography goes, I just feel like the writing for the show has gone so downhill. I'm almost just like, let it be over. You know what I mean? Maybe y'all don't know what I mean, but I just kind of feel like they're treating us as stupid. Like, you know, I read an article where they were offered, you know, HBO wanted 10 episodes. They wanted to they offered them all the money and anything they wanted, and they kept turning it down. And that's their prerogative. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's fair to the fans the way they have rushed it and just tried to kind of like get it away. That's my impression of
Kerri. There's actually a petition going around that they want them to redo season 8 now because they were just that mad about it.
That's silly. I
I'm
don't
just
think
gonna read
that's
through
necessary.
these.
That's
Yeah.
completely silly. That's not gonna.
Do you guys think that little girl was trying to or is still going to try to poison Danny?
Yeah, I mean, she was definitely
Maybe.
trying to. I don't know if she.
Maybe.
Eunuchs, women, and who else was it that used poisons that they talked about before?
Woman's
Men,
weapon.
women,
Yeah.
and eunuchs.
Yeah.
Women, eunuchs, and cravens.
Yeah.
Cravens, yeah.
So
We're dormant,
should I
man.
go to kind of, I
Yeah.
mean, so I mean, yeah, I think a lot of the issues, some of the problems with the episode are valid, you know, and I don't know if I really would have wanted to see like 10 episodes this season. I think we could have had like 8 episodes in season 7 and 8 episodes this season, maybe, just to play out a few things, but not really related to Daenerys. Like, I would have liked to see a little bit more Starks working together, or more
Please
fierce.
mute your microphone, sweetie. That rapper is loud.
Oh, okay. And I would have liked
Sorry,
to see
baby,
like
calm down.
That's okay.
Cersei and King's Landing, and I would have liked to see the Varys poisoning plot kind of play out, like, so we knew like for sure that's what the little girl was doing, and like what happened to her after the little girl after Varys died or was killed, like, you know, some stuff like that would have been kind of cool to see, and because I think that betrayal really like affected Daenerys as well. Like, I think there were a lot of things, but I think, you know, for me, I did not think, I knew Daenerys was going to do something effed up.
Yeah.
I worried that the show wasn't going to go like 100%. And I think that this is the third holy shit moment from the books. So there are 3 holy shit moments that the George R. R. Martin told Dan and Dave about. One of them was Shireen's burning. The other one was Hodor. And I think that this is possibly the other one. So I actually think this is what happened with Daenerys is a book. Like, we will see an almost exact version of it play out in the books. It might be like this. It'll probably not be Cersei. It'll be fake Aegon against fake Aegon. And it may, you know, there'll be some maybe Jon won't be there. Like, I'm not convinced that, you know, it may happen in a little bit of a different spot. But the actual act itself, I think that comes from the books. I don't think Dan and Dave came up with that. I have to say, and so I always thought that they would soften whatever bad thing Daenerys would do and make it more like tragic or something. And they didn't. They went for it, and I really appreciated that, I guess.
Can I say something with that point right
Yeah.
there? This was something I noticed about that, actually, is whenever she's sitting there just spraying down King's Landing with all that fire,
Yeah.
she was like, if you just look at the layout of King's Landing, it was like she was in the flea bottom area, and the poorer areas is where she was started. Because if you think about how the layout of King's Landing is and how it's built up,
Right.
it's like, why would she be, if she's going to go, and if that's like, why didn't she just go straight for Cersei to begin with? Why wouldn't she go there? She's killing the people that she's been trying to protect this whole time. She went against everything. So that would be a great shock. Exactly what you're saying.
Maybe, you know, Cersei might be alive just because Lena Headey got paid $1 million an episode to stand on a balcony for the last, how many episodes has it been now?
I thought that shit too, Red.
Seriously. I would have liked to see more of her. But yeah, so those are the things I liked about it. I liked Arya's.
Go ahead, and then Kerri will come back to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, almost. I liked all of Arya's stuff, and Jon, but Jon's been frustrating me all season, and I don't think that's a writing problem. I think his character is supposed to be frustrating right now. I've come to that place. I'm like, okay, he's just supposed to be. You're supposed to be pissed at Jon, and like that's.
I felt 2 times like it was conveyed rather well, just from Jon's mannerism and looks, like when he was really thinking, like, damn, crazy. Like, she started basically just slaughtering thousands of people, and he had this kind of, you know, and then also, like, Okay, we know John's really not down with these extreme measures of execution because
No.
he gave Mance Raider
Yeah.
mercy, you know,
So
so we know he's not really okay with burning folks alive.
I think he was afraid of her. This is my guess, and I hope it comes out. I don't know. Maybe we'll never know or find out. And that would be my one frustration with the season, actually.
Or he just didn't want to believe it.
What? Oh yeah, maybe denial.
Yeah,
Is the-
he didn't want to see that side of her, so he didn't want to believe it. Sam tried to
Yeah.
tell him, and he just didn't want to see it.
Yeah, that's possible too. And I think we just didn't get we didn't really get his POV to see, and like his either whether it was like total denial or like he was afraid of her or combination or something. So that was a little frustrating in the episode. Man, and I agree with Ree, like Tyrion, snitches are
Yeah.
he's gonna
Stitches end up in ditches because they're a bunch of bitches.
well, he is. Daenerys is gonna, because he released Jaime now. He is gonna. He's dead. He's a dead man walking. So that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Man, where I was on Team Tyrion on Geek Chat's little thing, I don't even want to be there. I revoke myself
Yeah,
from
I
that
need
shit.
to
I
take
revoke it. I revoke it because he can just bite me. I ain't on no stitches team. I'll tell you that right now.
All right,
That's
Kerri, what
all
else?
I have to say for now. Kerri, you can finish.
Oh,
for
I'm
yours.
sorry,
The only
Liz.
thing I was
Go ahead,
gonna
Kerri. What else
say-
have you wanted to say?
The only thing I was going to ask is, did anybody else, when Drogon hesitated, think, "Oh my God, he's a Targaryen"? When
About-
Drogon hesitated with Varys,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay, no, I know what you're talking
that
about.
popped in my head.
That's it's a good thought.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, maybe.
Laughing girl in the chat says, "Oh man, you guys never see the best of me because of this time difference.
It's
I am
Shelley.
always wasted." Sorry about that, Shelly. We're trying to start having more chats, perhaps in the morning. And Liz did something over on her channel this weekend that was more, that worked better with your time as well. With you're in the UK, aren't you?
Yeah. she
Okay,
was in
Lady
England.
Laura
I'll
Dane.
be more active in the daytime now too, because
Lady Laura Dane of Starfall says, "Who else thinks Danny is done?"
I'm done with Danny. I hope that Varys got letters off to the Prince of Dorne. I hope he got one off to Yara because I think Yara would actually side with the Starks because of her brother.
I was hoping she was going to show up and kill Euron.
I still think Euron might be alive, and she still might. She might be on her way there. Get there, find out what Danny did, and got a letter from Varys, and might really be there to back up Jon. You know how George R. R. Martin likes to do them surprise armies, and he is in on this last episode. Remember that with Dumb and Dumber. So.
Oh, the Dorn. Who did you say, Dorn or who?
Yeah, Dorne.
All
Oh,
right,
maybe.
you guys, let's
Because there's a new princess. I'll never give up on Dorne. Everyone still got 5 daughters out there.
Yep.
Okay. Baratheon girl asks, "Will Danny target Sansa to kill first or Jon?" Y'all okay. So what she's asking is, do you think Danny's gonna go after Sansa or Jon?
Sansa first.
Sansa,
Yeah. And I think that's going to be the thing that Jon's going to be like, hell no. But I think Sansa's been getting ready for her ass this whole time. I think the minute she left, she started getting prepared for her because she knew that because she's been calling her on her bullshit since day one, that she knows as soon as she finishes with Cersei that she'll turn back towards her. And I think Sansa will probably get word of what's going on too.
Brian, what do you think? And have you said what you thought about the episode yet, Brian? You go ahead.
No, I haven't.
Okay. You go
I
ahead.
thought this episode was crazy. I was just waiting on Danny to stop burning everything. But yeah, Cersei and Jaime are definitely dead. And Arya should be dead. And I don't know where the heck that horse came from. And
maybe
do y'all
Bran.
think that Danny was burning everything, hoping that she might burn Jon in the crossfires?
Yes. or send a message, man. She was trying to, yeah, I think that had a lot to do with John. That's my.
She already burned John, though. She burned John in episode 3, and it didn't burn him.
Yeah.
When he was out there fighting on the outside, she set his ass on fire. Aldrich Harris him whenever she set all of the whites on fire that he was out there fighting. And he was right in the middle of it. So he's already got burnt, and he's unburnt. Same with Arya. Arya just caught Drogon's flame in this episode, too, at the end, when everyone else was burnt, and she was unburnt.
What is it?
Way too much
Targaryen
plot
still
armor
burn
on
from
Arya.
Dragonfire,
I mean,
though.
she almost
The
died.
only plot armor there is that they still have their clothes on where Dany's burnt off.
But she almost died like what, 5 times? Like,
But she didn't die. She got hit with rocks. She got knocked around, but she did not get burnt.
I know.
Think
But
about it.
Starks
Okay,
are-
all right. Listen to me. Listen to me. The Targaryens, or the Starks, were promised a Targaryen princess. Now, Jace Targaryen did actually marry Sarah Snow, which was Cregan Stark's bastard sister. So they do have that. I mean, she could have got pregnant. We do not know. We're waiting on Fireblood too. So they could have got their Targaryen princess. We don't know about too. So the Starks very well could have Targaryen blood in them. They could be blood of the dragon in their own right. Now think about the Night King again.
Bram, were you done, hon?
I was basically done. I don't really know what else to say.
Oh, sorry, baby.
All I'm saying is she should be dead. Anybody else
Yeah,
in
I
her
agree.
love would be dead.
Well, I'm
Yep.
glad she's not, though.
Yeah, she's my favorite. So yeah, that would
Oh, me too.
have pissed me off.
Yeah, I would have got upset by that. I would have.
The fearless mermaids in the house.
All right, sorry, y'all. I'm trying to do I'm in the chat.
Oh, I want to say something. I think,
Oh, go ahead, Liz.
oops, my theory, I think Bran wargs Drogon. Maybe this isn't going to happen, but I would love to see this happen, is Bran warging Drogon to stop him from Dracarysing at like the last moment. Like, so like say she's going to Dracarys Winterfell or Sansa or something, or Jon. And at the last moment, like Drogon like stops listening to her. And it's because Bran warged him. And she's like yelling at Drogon, and he just doesn't do it. I would love to see that. But I don't know if that's
interesting. That would be interesting.
I just want to see Bran warg a dragon, actually. And there's only one dragon left. So
Oh, that's very true. I don't know if we will get anything like that. It'd be really interesting.
I know we may not get it, but fingers crossed.
And that's the thing. I think, we're not getting a bunch of the little nuances and stuff that
Yeah.
love in the books. And that's what we're not getting. We're getting this basically big spectacle, and and that's it's okay. I mean, I'm enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the show. It's not the book though. Please hurry with Winds of Winter. I'm just always ready for that book. And let's get back to the book. Okay, so like I said before, we're on chapter 9, Arya 3, and tonight Bran is going to be doing our overview.
Right. So, in this chapter, Arya and company are traveling down a winding road, and everyone likes Gendry now because the Queen wants them. Euron changes their route and decides to go west towards the God's Eye. And these dudes who were poachers caught some game for them to eat while the younger boys went out and picked berries along the way. One day, Arya catches a rabbit. Another day, some farmers demand that some coin for some corn that they had stolen. And then the next day, Kos, which is one of their scouts, runs back and tells them that there's a group of men ahead sporting a spotted yellow and black tree cat on a mud-brown field. Dober sees a glow in the sky and says the sun might be setting in the north. Yorn says it's a fire, and they watch it all night. And then they approach the village the next day that had burned. and they only find a little girl and a lady with a missing arm. Days later, she dies, all the while begging please. And at the funeral, Arya swears she hears the breeze in the trees whispering please. Hot Pie admits that he never killed anybody. He only sold his mommy's hot pies. And Arya has to go pee, and then she gets confronted by a bunch of wolves in the woods that just look at her and then leave. So then she goes and has a conversation with Yoren, and then she falls asleep listening to wolves howl and the faint sound in the distance that might be screaming. And that's all.
All right.
Nice. Good job, Bran.
Yeah, good job. A very short chapter.
Good job.
But good job.
Thank you.
I didn't double chapters up this night, even though that was a super short chapter, because we wanted to talk about chat 2. If you have anything you want to say, put it in the chat and I will read it out, question or statement. And also then after we're done discussing this chapter, we'll talk about what we expect from the finale and whatnot. And like I said, anything, hey, Septishana, put it in the chat, statement or question. I'll read it out. And who wants to start off observations for this chapter?
The chestnut horse. There's Arya talking about the chestnut horse. It's always her with the horse. Like you think about her with Stranger, her with the chestnut horse, and now, especially after the last episode, her with the white horse on there now too. So, and then plus with her, little parallels with Lyanna. So
Yeah,
it's just funny her with the horses now. I pay better attention.
Yeah, she specifically says she wishes she could get on the chestnut horse, which is a mare, and it has a blaze, which is when a horse has white on their forehead.
And it's star shaped.
Can be. It doesn't necessarily have to be like you would say. Like if it wasn't star shaped, you would say, "Oh, well, my horse has that blaze all over their face," or "My horse has that star shaped blaze."
No, it just says
that's the front area of the horse.
I liked how in this chapter they were saying how he sneaks up, or she's gonna try to get around Lami to go to the bathroom, and she climbs up through the trees and goes through the tree. And that really reminded me, I was like, so that's how she killed the Night King. I was like, now we know. Now we know.
Whenever
I thought about Peter Pan.
Even in this
because of the shadow and her up in the tree and all the orphan boys, and they were called Lost Boys at one point too. It just reminded me of Peter Pan.
And she didn't trust them to keep watch, and I don't blame her.
Even in this chapter, she slips into these identities, and she speaks about herself in the third person, like when I'm a shadow, when I am being.
I thought it was hilarious. She was going to jump on Mommy.
Yeah, I did too. She was like, she didn't want to get her butt whooped again by Yoren. Yeah. And I enjoyed the little story, how Yoren tells her at the very end, how 30 years bringing recruits to the wall. He's only had 3 deaths.
Yeah, Yoren's very worried this chapter. Very worried.
Yeah, and
she gets her name Lumpy Head in this too.
It's interesting how Yoren confides in her. Like, I don't think he'd be saying that to the other men, but he kind of picks Arya to confide this into. I mean, maybe he, we don't know, but you can tell she's watching him and he's worried. And then when they talk, he's like probably wouldn't tell the other men how worried he is.
No.
But yeah, it seems like it's really.
Tells her because she knows.
That's what I was changing.
We hear some of the Northerners say there was a time when a girl could have walked naked on her name day down the King's Road.
Right.
That's just not true anymore.
Well, could y'all imagine going through what they're going through, trying to move all that shit up and down the King's Road and stay out of site. I mean, they are in a less populated area. However,
Yeah.
the Gold Club.
I love how they
know there's
utilize their
still gonna
talents. So with that,
come.
I loved how they utilized their talents with that. Like they had the poachers out there,
Yeah.
getting deer and just different. They got the scouts. They're everybody's using their talent.
Yeah.
Let's talk
You
about that
know,
rabbit.
I like how Lamy and the other orphans, I think the bull. Did you mention that, Bran? Bull is so cool now because the queen wants his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never did nothing to no queen. And this is who Varys saved.
Right.
Something I find super interesting is Arya notes that he's always carrying the bull helm and he's always polishing it to a high sheen, but she's never actually seen him put it on his head.
Until the end of this chapter, right? Then doesn't he put it on?
Uh-huh.
He puts it on, right?
Yeah,
I
because
can't remember where it is.
they go to...
Yeah, he puts it on whenever they're going into the village, and they find that little girl in that thing. Because
and the woman
she's
with
like,
her...
should we follow them? And he's like, no, he told us to go here or wait here for him. And she says, his voice sounded hollow, and she turns around and she sees it, and it's really shiny. He's wearing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Here it is. I'm going to read it out. When Arya turned to look, she saw that he was wearing his helm, all shiny steel and great curving horns.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Yoren gets pissed about the people not wanting to help them out because they always used to feed feast the night watch members from Dorne to to the wall.
Yeah,
And
when they're getting
now
the sweet
everybody's-
corn
Mhm.
and the farmers surrounds him with size and other farm equipment and demand payment.
Mhm.
Says they'll be calling for the watch when the others come.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what I think is interesting is that, Yoren says he's been doing this for 30 years, and obviously there were other wars. Like there was Robert's Rebellion, and that didn't last that long, I guess. And even
There was the
before that,
war.
there was stuff going on, but it seemed like it never, this seems worse than that. Because it's just people raiding the countryside. It's like the mountains.
Right.
but if you think during that 30 years, the only war there really was Robert's Rebellion.
There was the war of
Other
the
than that, I mean, there was
Kings.
minor skirmishes, like at Duskendale and stuff, like that. But that really was it. It was really
What about the War
peacetime.
of the 920 Kings?
Yeah, when was the night?
Yeah, but that was like
40 years?
about the same. That was actually longer because Tywin
Yeah.
was 20, so that was like 20 years before that.
Okay.
That was when because Tywin was 20 years old and he's like 67
Okay.
during current era story.
Okay.
Did you say Barristan was involved? Is that who you said?
Nancy T says this chapter was just creepy.
Yeah.
I like the part with the wolves.
I was gonna say that, Liz.
Yeah, do you think that Nymeria was controlling the wolf, and that's why he didn't eat Arya?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah.
I think they've been following them, guarding them too. And I think it was a
Yeah.
very stupid mistake for them to go on the west side of the God's Eye and all that. I think they should have stuck to the east, especially when they're trying to avoid Lannister guards and gold cloaks and all, because that would be more their territory. They would have been safer going the other side.
I gotta get my map. Now I gotta look at a map.
All right, well, let us.
Oh yeah, look at it, honey. Look at it, because because
now
they're
that you say it,
they're
I
more
was
on the
thinking of it
western side
backward.
than.
I was actually
and-
thinking of it backwards. So thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, no, they were more going on the western side, and they should have stayed on the eastern side of it, so they were well away from their just area in general.
Away from
That was just a
everyone.
bad decision.
Yeah,
Why
'cause
would you
River
go
Run
that
and
way?
The
River Run and
soldiers
all
that
that's
they
to the
tried
west.
to avoid.
They should have stayed to the east.
The soldiers that they avoid in this chapter, that they say their horse is lame, they read out. Does anybody recognize that sigil?
What sigil?
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
They go almost 2 miles,
Yeah.
2 days out of the way to avoid bumping into wounded people.
Yeah, the sigil.
Tell me what it is.
Let's talk about that.
I know.
Find it.
You're talking about the spotted tree cat?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't know who that is. I meant to.
Oh,
Cat, yellow.
are you talking about a cheeky lion?
I'll look it up.
No,
The
there's
cheeky lion?
No. Spotted tree
spotted
cat.
tree
It's a
cat,
black
yellow and
and
black on
yellow
a mud brown field.
spotted tree cat on a brown field.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
See if I find anything. House Mayett, or Myatt. They're from the Westerlands.
See? Yeah.
I was trying to avoid them.
I would have guessed that anyways because of the cat. Because there's all the lions and cats over there. So yeah, they went the wrong way. And they messed
Lady
it up.
Laura says, poor Arya, she has seen some shit over the years. The girl has had no peace.
Right?
And
Yeah.
I think perhaps that at the end of the story, even unless she dies, I think that Arya maybe is going to go off and try to get some peace and go off by herself and explore the world.
Or just take a vacation and just settle down somewhere.
Like the,
But you know what, Gendry? Maybe that's not such a bad idea.
Yeah. It'll be a lady once in a, take some vacations.
Right.
Alright, maybe we'll just chill out after all.
like the namesake of her direwolf, Jen, Nymeria.
Mm.
You think?
Yeah, but Nymeria finally settled down too.
Yeah. So that's interesting. And I always thought there was something.
With the Prince of Doran. Ha 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 ha. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's another thing that pisses me off about the show. Why are the direwolves? Were they not an important thing? And now they're all just.
Why was Ghost so small? He should have been as big as a horse in season 2, like Grey One was.
Yeah, I mean, now
Obviously, the direwolves are not important.
somebody
they are to George.
in the chat, and it
You
might
know what?
might have been Lady Laura Dane about, or somebody said that they could see John just leaving and going north. And just running
I
away
can see that.
from everything.
That's what some of the leaks
Oh,
are
I
saying.
think so too.
Lady
No,
Laura
I
says,
think so too.
I think she will go back to Bravos and continue to be a faceless person in that black and white temple. Okay. Yeah, I think that might be what John does end up doing. And I think there's a reason they kind of left what Tormund said to him open-ended. He said, you never know, or something like that. See you soon, you never know. What did he say, Russell? Russell knows. That's his boy.
Russell said that,
No, what did Tormund say to John?
Tormund said, it's nice.
You got the real north in you.
Yeah.
I'll never see you again, something like that. But John says, looks at me and says, you never know. Which means
No, I think Tormund said that.
Yeah, he said, you never know. You got the real north in you, boy.
End up back in the door.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now I got something to say here.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Remember what Melisandre told Arya, right? That she would close blue eyes, green eyes, and brown eyes. So she already closed the blue eyes. Danny on the show has green eyes. John has brown eyes. And I've been saying that that's going to be the new Mel and the new Night King. And that would put John back in the North with Ghost, if he is. Back in the real North, which he has in him.
Yeah.
And that would have Arya killing both of them.
What color eyes?
If she's got to put Danny down and John down, and just end the Targaryens.
No.
Could
Arya
happen.
got the big Night King kill. I don't see her.
Yeah, but Arya is death. Arya is literally walking death.
Not today. Not
Well,
today.
Yeah. Oh God, I got a shirt that says that. I shouldn't have bought
Oh,
it.
I'm already ready to order. I'll keep trying to decide which I want to order because I love me some Arya.
One that has like a little Cersei thing, and it says, "I choose violence."
You know what? I found one a long time ago, but I didn't like the mountain one. And then when I went to go get the other one, I could never find it again. You showed me that one earlier. I was like, oh, where'd you get that?
I don't know. I always took the brown eyes to be people Arya already killed, had brown eyes.
Mhm.
That's how I took that. But I don't know. Like from when she saw Melisandre, I think she killed people with brown eyes.
Yeah.
You know,
And then-
I used to think that too, but because of the fact that their eyes and it was mentioned and it became so significant in that moment,
maybe it's
and it just hasn't came to be yet. It could be Tyrion too. You're right.
what color eyes does Tyrion have on the show?
Well, see, that's the thing. He's supposed to have a green and
Right.
a black eye. So yeah,
They're blue on the
I
show.
don't know.
Oh,
I
they're
think
blue.
it's brown. Or are they blue?
They're blue.
They're blue.
Peter
Never
Dinklage
mind.
has
Not
blue eyes.
I don't know. Maybe.
That poor
Why
woman.
would she kill John? I just don't know why she would do it. Like, why would she have to?
If she had to, maybe if she had to, for whatever reason, I don't know.
Well, this
I
one
mean, she might not want to, but she might have to.
So, where they go into the village, Yoren tells them to wait behind. We were talking about the hound.
Everybody says,
Gendry putting on his helm for the first time, and that woman, when they describe what's wrong with her, like she has a stump. Is it her arm? It's a bloody stump. Yeah, at her elbow, and then her poor kid. It just broke my heart right there.
Oh yeah.
And then Hot Pots says he's scared, and Arya agrees with him, and he's like, "I didn't." What does he say?
He said, I didn't kick anybody to death. All I did was
no boy to
smoke
death.
that."
Yeah.
I really like that moment. And then Arya's killed a brown rabbit, right? And he talks about how Yoren makes a stew out of it, and she eats the entire leg since basically it was her rabbit. And she mentions this. She says, even the three in the cage get a bite.
Yeah, Biter calls her lumpy head.
That's what I was going to get
lumpy
to.
head rabbit killer.
She's graduated from cats. It's like she went next level
Talks
training.
about how fast cats are. You know, I was looking up training. This is a little off topic. How to train. My beagle's really getting into hunting, but he hasn't been trained from a puppy. And one of the things was take a rabbit and hold it by its ears and dangle it in front of him to get the scent, and then let the rabbit go. And I'm like, what? No,
Yeah, that's awful.
I'm not going to do that. He
Oh
loves
my
to take squirrels and chipmunks, which that's one thing, but I'm not going to take some poor rabbit. Just dangle it in front of him, you know.
Except Shayna in the chat says, why do you think the lady keeps saying please? Like, what's y'all's theory on that? Why she's please?
Please don't
You know, I
hurt me.
imagine somebody's just like, please.
I feel like
think she was begging for death, saying like, "Please."
Yeah.
Maybe, or she's just traumatized to the point where she doesn't know, because it describes her eyes like she's not even seeing anything. So maybe she's still stuck in when that happened to her.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying, like in a loop from where she was begging and she's just stuck in that traumatic moment.
Yeah, or please don't hurt my child, maybe. Like, please don't. Yeah, it's like whatever was in that moment. That's kind of what I thought.
Okay, and Living on a Prayer, Amanda R. says, when you compare the show last week and the description in the chapter of all the destruction, GRRM is really trying to show what damage war can have on the bystanders.
Yep. I thought
Oh, I agree. It was totally with that.
Yep.
It really was. And when she looked at that child and mother who had been trying to say that she kept bumping into for whatever reason,
Right.
that looked like Pompeii. That looked like, you know,
It
It did. That's exactly what I thought of too.
that's what I thought of when I saw that was, God, they look like some of the figures at Pompeii that just, you know, got pulled over by a volcano, just like mass destruction there's no way to stop it. There's
Now go watch that. Go watch that again, and you'll see that Drogon is coming straight at her and blows the flame at her. There's no way she dodged that. There's no way. Watch it.
Oh,
Naomi noticed a guy that was burned up like Pompeii sitting there, and it looked like he might have been holding Longclaw. And she pointed that out, and I rewound it, and I was like, no, there's no way that's John. And then it showed him like within the next couple of scenes or something. Did y'all notice that there was a guy that had
Uh-uh.
I didn't notice
they
it.
focused in on
There was
it.
a little girl holding a horse that Arya saw, and she was holding. And for a minute, I thought it was like,
That's
That was the little
running
girl.
into. She
It
ran
was a little
into
girl. Okay.
at the trying to get into the castle walls. Then again,
With the mom.
when she had been pushed over, and then she was trying to reciprocate and help them. And kind of the same thing happened to the little girl in the book.
yeah,
Not to spoil or get ahead, but kind of the same thing happened to that little girl that happens to this little girl in the books. No matter how hard Arya tries to save her, it just can't be done.
yeah.
Hey, what do you guys think about the actual bell thing? Because we know that bells mean a lot of different things whenever they're rung in King's Landing. So, do you think that there's more meaning to it than just because she obviously didn't acknowledge it as a surrender? So, do you think there's
She
more
did not.
meaning to that? Do you think there was ulterior motive or something?
No, I mean, I don't think it was that. I don't know. Maybe, but I think it was just the bell. I mean, because Tyrion was like, ring the bells. That means they surrender. Like he really wanted that. Now, maybe Daenerys didn't fully trust him because she didn't trust
Right,
him.
I read a theory that said the reason she didn't go by that is because she had perhaps started to think that was a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I mean,
But that's when whenever the bells rang, they dropped down their swords.
She had already destroyed
Everybody
all the
surrendered.
scorpions. What she
And
did was
then she
completely-
went and attacked all the innocents. She had
Yeah.
already destroyed all the army. She had destroyed all the scorpions. She had
Right.
taken out everything. I mean, there was no threat left at this point. So the bells rang, and she goes crazy. Now, it wasn't even Jamie who Tyrion talked to about the bells. It was just other people talking about ringing the bells. Now, the bells ring when a king dies. The bells ring when there's a marriage. The bells ring always when there's doom. I mean, we hear that all the time. You know, Varys talked about he hates when the bells ring.
That he
bells rang when she was born.
Bad things
They said
happen, yeah.
But they said the show, there's a line on, I forget which season, where Roz, when Roz was still alive on the show, she says that she's telling Shay that when Sansa was born at Winterfell, the bells rang for the day when Sansa
For a
was
day
born.
and a night, yeah. For a day and a night when the bells, yeah. And that's happened whenever a prince or princess is born too.
Right, right.
It also happened for certain marriages too. So I'm really curious if the bells were ringing because John was there, or if and to announce Cersei was dead, John was there, or what? Because the city was already under siege. Because they would ring to say, "Oh, the city's under siege." They should have already rang for that. They didn't. Now, but for them to surrender, okay, that was already done and over with. So why bring them then? It just doesn't make sense.
A new pope.
Septa Shane in the chat is saying they think it's a callback to Battle of the Bells.
Yeah.
I do too. That's exactly what I thought when they were hiding Robert. And I was like, well, they weren't surrendering then. They were just messing with the minds of John Con and them there at the Battle of the Bells, because that's exactly what I thought about then too. And they were just stashing Robert from one place to another, and it was a game. So what game is going on here with these bells, especially for them to name the episode "The Bells"?
She could have thought Cersei would try to get away and try to hide like in the other parts of the city.
She could have went straight at that bitch's window when she was standing there, and she didn't. She went totally elsewhere.
I've heard people saying, yeah, she's looking at the Red Keep. That's her family's place. She's pissed that it was taken away from her, and that's what she was focused on. What changed her focus or changed her? I don't know. I've watched it and tried to look at, just look at her face and try to think of what could possibly have triggered her to do what she did, and I just can't come up with any logical
She wanted
reason,
to.
excuse, anything.
Well, what logical sense is there? Okay, think about this. Daenerys waited her whole life to get back home. She finally was sitting outside of her home. Then the
Right.
bitch goes and busts it up and blows it up and destroys her home that she waited her whole life to get back to. What kind of damn sense does that make?
I think she was like, one, I think she wanted, like, she just had talked about burning the city. So like when you were like, I'm gonna do this, and then suddenly it's like, wait, now I don't have to. I still want to do it. And
Well,
then
even before she talked about why don't my enemies that are in the Red Keep, I need to go just to the Red Keep and burn them.
But I think
She didn't even do that. She burned up all damn King's Landing and didn't even bother with the Red Keep except for an afterthought when she went and knocked down the Tower of the Hand and busted up a little bit more of the Red Keep. I mean,
I think the other side of it, and this is where, and they didn't say this in the after episode, but I think if she was down in the city, she was still really far from the Red Keep, and then Jon was like coming, right? She couldn't let him and his men get to the Red Keep before. Now she's on a dragon, so she would get there sooner. This doesn't really make like complete sense, but like I feel like it was a message for Jon. Like it was like, don't try. There's going to be nothing left for you to try. This is like, I think it was
nah.
about him.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I think the bitch has just lost her shit.
Everybody in the chat, please put what you think that was about. I personally think she just kind of lost it. And also when she just kind of loses it like that, John's character, he portrayed it really well. Like, it was kind of like, whoa, this ain't right. And essentially she had given her word to something and she broke her word and she dishonored herself. And Jon is starting to see this.
Grey Worm
not stand is somebody who does not keep their word.
Somebody pointed out in the chat, oh my goodness, where was it? I want to say who it was. Was talking about Shelley Duarte. I'm not sure, but she said Grey Worm knew. So he was fighting the whole time with Daenerys and, still killing people. And he knew too what the bells were for.
So Shell M. Duarte, am I saying that right? Is it Shelley with the C? Or I guess it is Shelley. Okay. So do you think that Danny actually told Grey Worm, I don't care if the bells ring, I don't care what happens.
Yes.
We're gonna,
was he not standing by the throne when Tyrion asked her to do that?
Yeah, she said something to him at one point, and I can't remember exactly what point, that to Grey Worm she was kind of like, you'll know when. You'll know the signal of when to fight. You'll know. And I think
they playing that shit.
I think Grey Worm kept fighting partially. I mean, obviously he was upset and angry, but I think partially it's because she kept going. So it's like, okay, like here we go. And I'm going to share also my question I asked on Cora because it basically is what we were talking about.
Let's talk about Cora for a minute. That's how me and Liz actually met. Liz, would you explain what Cora is to everybody in the chat and whoever who doesn't really know what Cora is?
Yep. I'm just trying to send this. I don't know if it's going to it should let me. Anyways. It's too long. Hold on. So Cora is a question and answer platform, and you can ask any question about anything you want, and people can answer, and you can request people to answer. And I went on and I was answering lots of questions about Game of Thrones, and then eventually, and that's how I met Jen, because I think we answered the same question or something. I don't know how it happened. And
we were both obviously Sansa fans.
Yeah, it was about Sansa, I'm sure.
When you sign up, what your interests are. And obviously ours was Game of Thrones, Sansa, and some other stuff. So we met on there, which is awesome.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I had seen your YouTube channel a little bit, but I was never big on, like, I wasn't big on doing my own YouTube channel much, so I would just like lurk on lots of people's channels.
Yeah, that's me.
But like
But
you messaged me and was like, hey, it's good to see some other like really like, you know, serious Game of Thrones fans on here. And then I was like, hey, you want to come on book club?
Yeah.
And that just naturally progressed into her being a permanent panel member and our Sansa expert.
And so, yeah, no, and I love it. Thank you for having me and bringing me in.
No, like we love you.
Thank you. I love you guys.
Our good fortune.
But the questions I asked, so I started answering a lot of Game of Thrones questions, and then I started asking questions. And, you know, I asked some, but this particular question about Daenerys, why did she continue burning King's Landing, and was she mentally unstable, or was it like a choice, a deliberate decision? It has 60 answers on it, so you can read through if you want. I have not even read all of them. And everyone has an opinion about why Daenerys did this, and they're all very different, you know? So it's an interesting question, and I don't know, we don't really have a clear answer, so.
I mean, I watched it. What I got out of it was that she kind of lost her stuff.
Yeah, a lot of.
That's the way I thought it was portrayed. I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. But just coming from a place where I've lost my stuff a few times, it's just kind of crazy look. Like, you can tell
Jen doesn't have a dragon. If we all had dragons, we'd be in trouble, man. Not the wrong time of the month, and I have a dragon.
It's cool.
I don't even need the right time of the month. Just give me a dragon and see the shit I do, girl.
And yeah, it's got a real good, okay, in the chat. Dany gave everything for Jon, and now Jon has broken his word. She asked to be loved. She asked for his support, and Jon did not give it. Dany is mostly hurt. Now she is reacting to the hurt. You know, that's a good observation. She lost a lot. She has lost a lot.
You lost a lot in what?
That's no excuse
Night
to
chapter.
kill a
Enjoy
bunch
it.
of people.
I agree. It's no
dragon.
excuse. It's no excuse. Like,
That's no excuse. Living on a prayer says, or excuse me, Miss Empress Marina, why did Varys put his rings in the bowl? For the little bird to pay for postage on his raven notes.
Yeah, you know what? I think that was a message. I seen that. Yeah, no, I think he was leaving a message by
I think
that.
so too. Like, if you see these rings in a bowl, I have been taken and I won't be back.
Right, and what do those rings mean too? Like, because you really didn't get a good look at it.
No, and see, that's where I want to, that's the perfect example of what I want to say. Whereas us as book readers are looking, you know,
right.
where they opal, the show ain't going there. You know, it doesn't matter what the rings were, you know, and I hate to say that, but that's the show in the books right there. A perfect example.
Right. And I think for, you know, a lot of seasons,
Lady
we
Lord,
had the book.
It means poison Dany. Go ahead, Liz.
Oh, he was definitely poisoning Dany, but I think for a lot of seasons we had the books, so they would show these little things, and there were people that were book readers who could like fill in or tell you if you weren't a book reader, oh, this is what this means or whatever. Right. And now we don't have that because we don't have the book.
No, we don't have that at all anymore. And like, you ask me what's going to happen on the next episode, my guess is good as yours. You know.
Yeah. And I think that's why they
enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that's why they cut a lot of the prophecy too, because
the fantasy, they took all the fantasy out. Like as soon as the Night King was dead, it's just
They took the fantasy out long before that. They sugarcoated this whole thing.
Shelley, she said, "Do any of you see the mirror or opposite but similarities between Cassie and Dany?"
Cersei and Dany, I think she means. I do.
Who's Cassie?
Cersei.
Oh,
thank you. Okay.
I do, and I think that the dragons would be stand-ins for the children, and I could even kind of associate which dragon to which children if you think about it. Drogon being her Joffrey, you know how she felt about Joffrey. because he's kind of a little snappy and all towards her, and she babies it and takes it from him. You know, look at how he acts towards her. And yeah, she just all of it. She's lost everything, and she kind of lost her mind, just like Cersei did when she lost everything.
I feel like she really is. She really does feel like she's lost everything. Okay,
No excuse.
we've got a good question here from the Baratheon girl, who is another Shelley. Aside from the genetic risk, parentheses, which to be honest, if their kids don't sex each other, it's unlikely to result in inbreeding. Why does John have a problem with Dany? They weren't brought up together.
Oh, can I answer this question?
Okay, Liz. Okay.
Baratheon girl. I don't get it either.
I think, and everyone argues with me about this. No one agrees with me, so it's fine. I'm okay with that. I don't think he ever loved her. I think the minute he had an excuse to end it, he was like, oh, done. I just think he's not, maybe he tried to love her. Maybe
I think he loves her. I don't think he is unloved. He loves the thing.
He just told her in the episode, I love you.
But
I
he
love
looked
you very much. And then they start kissing, and then he breaks away. So
Well, he can love somebody without
I think it
being
wears him out because it's his aunt. Like Vera said, they don't do that in the North.
I don't think
You
that
can love somebody and not even like them. You know, I hear a lot of people say that about their children.
he looked down. So there's this whole thing about like when Bran or Catelyn tells Bran in the first season, oh, you always look at your feet when you lie. And
Yeah.
so like John, like is always, he looks down and then he's like, I love you. And then he tries to kiss her.
Oh, yeah.
Her being an aunt would not be a problem. He would still be able to fuck her. Like,
right.
Yeah. He should have took one for the team anyways, man. What a little bitch.
Lady Laura says maybe she's not good in the sack. I don't know.
That's what I thought. Seriously, I was going to say that. That was going to be my answer. Maybe when he hit it, he was just like, nah, I just can't do that shit no more. That Dothraki, he done tore that shit up, and I just can't do it, man.
Maybe she wants the Dothraki.
Corman done said he was a little man. Maybe after Drogo, he just can't, he gets lost in there or something. Who knows?
She wanted it. She was all about the Jon Snow D. So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
he got that into her. And it's as simple as that.
She just
And
wanted that Lord's kiss again is all.
But I think also like he just is not into burning. Every time though she brought up too when they were he was trying to kiss, she brought up Sansa, like and how Sansa was so terrible and stuff. Like that's not really a turn on. Like so
Right.
I think there's just a lot of
Like, don't talk about my family. Yeah.
like don't talk about my family this way. Like she's just not helping herself out. And maybe he tried to care, thought he could, like, hey, it's an alliance. Maybe if I have to marry her, I can learn to love her, you know, whatever. And I think maybe he cared for her as like potential family. But I think that, I don't know. I mean, the show, it's hard to know. The show, sometimes I feel like they want us to think he loved her and stuff, but I don't know. If I just watched the show and didn't listen to what anything they said, I'd be like, that's not a man in love.
Right.
At all. So that's mine.
Really, you know, the Habsburgs did it all the time. In fact, I think it was Philip V of Spain. He was so or Philip II. He was so messed up. They say that he dragged a foot behind him when he walked and had this weird draw, and that was like because he was super inbred.
And the Starks married cousins, and I think there is some like uncle to niece marriages too in the Stark family too. So
Yeah.
like
Maybe
shouldn't
he
be-
don't trust her either. Maybe like where his sisters say they don't trust her. Maybe he really doesn't either.
Exactly. I think that's
Nancy has to go. Gotta bounce. Gotta be on the road early tomorrow. Thank you all for the awesome discussion. Good night. Have a great Game of Thrones day. You too, Nancy T.
You too.
Okay. Sober bitch says
I'm gonna go with your blanket right now, Nancy.
and John was in love with Dany. Is what like Dany was happy and John was miserable. We saw John happy and in love with Brett. It was a very stark difference. Lady Laura Dane says, I don't think Kit Harington is good at sex scenes. That's why they don't show so much, but he sure looks like a good kisser. Damn. All right, Fran, are you there, babe?
I am.
why don't you tell us what you think? Is John playing Danny, or does he love her, but he's not in love with her? Which is the thing. It's the thing.
I think he liked her at first, and then he found out that she was his aunt, and that kind of turned him off. And then she started going crazy, and that turned him off even more.
I agree with you. That's what I see going on. I think he was just kind of, doing anything he could to get her as an ally at first. And hey, she was beautiful and powerful. But then, and then he found out about their close relation. And then not only that, but just the way she handled things, I think was a turn off to him. And I think Kit Harington does convey that well. Like you can see this on his face when she does things he doesn't agree with. He's really having a harder and harder time with it. And I think that's what we're going to get next week is the build up to you didn't keep your word, you don't feel safe, you do things that are outrageous, and yeah, that's where we're going.
Like the shiny wore off.
Yeah.
We all know about that.
And like,
Have a crush on somebody.
yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
with them and they do all these horrible things, like talk with their mouth open. I that really
What?
The bracket girl and I are talking in the chat, and neither one of us have liked the chemistry with John and Danny from the start. Like,
No.
that first sex scene on the boat was just, ugh.
Yeah, it was awkward.
It was bad. But I think and people, again, this is another thing. People tell me I'm wrong all the time. So maybe I'm wrong. But I just think it was supposed to be kind of awkward and bad because John's not that, like, it's forcing it, right? It's like, you're supposed to be a little like, oh, I don't like this relationship actually. Like I thought I would, but I actually don't. So
I think they're supposed to just be opposing. I think they're supposed to be opposing forces, like magnets that just go against each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From what we've seen for the trailer for next week, it looks like Danny is Queen of the Ashes now. She's got all her army. I mean, it looks really dark and ominous, and like nobody's cheering in the streets because there's nobody left. So I'm just, I don't know what. I think Peter Griffin should be put on the throne. He said he would do it.
Right?
So let's all hail Peter Griffin.
Giggity.
First of his
Ah,
name.
giggity.
Protector of pocket beer. Well, somebody's gonna have to get Danny out of the way, and I guess she still will allow John to get close to her. So I'm thinking he'll be the one to take her out, and he might just take his place because he feels like he has to.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how it's going to go down. I really because sometimes I think it's Arya. It could be John. It could be like they could do it together.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then I don't know after what happens after that one. I'm not.
We
and I'm
still go ahead.
Oh, no, you can say what you're going to say.
Well, there was a picture released of John and Cersei talking at the Red Keep, and obviously that's not going to happen unless Cersei's alive. Like they were like maybe negotiating, and people had thought Sansa was kidnapped by the Golden Come. I've heard all kinds of leaks. So
yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but I want to share this because an email had just popped up, and it was from Cora. And the question was, so this is what Cora's like. The question is from somebody who's a Game of Thrones fan, and the question, this is a valid question that everybody wants to know. If Arya were to kill Danny, what would be her reasoning? The things that are over there.
If say that one again.
If
Arya was to kill Danny, what would be her reasoning? Go ahead, Brian.
The entire last episode is her reason.
Right?
Yeah.
Boom.
She's going fucking crazy.
Or for her plotting to kill her sister or her brother.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Basically, that's it. Yeah. The entire last episode in that. And she's either going through to so I was wondering if maybe she does a sort of
Would it be treason too? Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But would it be treason what she's doing because John is the rightful heir? So wouldn't what Danny's doing be treason against John?
Yes.
Treasons, 3 treasons, treason for love.
Yep.
Well, I'm
Bitch says, I think Sansa is in trouble. I've always thought Sansa was going to be that too.
Oh, I think Sansa's preparing. I think that's why we didn't see Royce in episode 3. I think, and really, you didn't see the Knights of the Vale either. You seen Vale soldiers, but not the Knights of the Vale. I think I think Sansa's already preparing for Daenerys because she knows that bitch is coming back.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Sansa's gonna get gangsta.
I hope so. I
Already.
worry. I don't know.
Man, I hope so.
Well,
I
that's
feel like
certainly what she was taught to do.
she'll be in a time warp, showing up like, you know, how Littlefinger used to do, showing up with the Tullys and the whatever she's got left from the Vale and
Right.
all that, and just
And
coming in there.
Sweet Robin is supposed to be showing up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I think Danny will try to take Sansa out, and this will provoke either John or Arya. Both of them. It's going to provoke all of them. And I'm tired
Yes.
yes, but it's one thing I've been saying for a very long time. They're
do you
all
think
for
about-
each other.
what
John
do you think
and
about-
Arya, all this stuff of you're jealous of that's over with. You know, they
And think about this too. Okay, if Danny goes and marches north at Sansa, right?
Mhm.
And then if we had Dorne, if they did get Dorne and a hold of Dorne, and he comes up, Dorne comes up from behind Danny. That would be our surprise army from behind. We had the Vale coming in from the east, boom. And then we could have the Ironborn coming in from the western shores, boom. Got her ass.
Forgot about Yara. Yeah.
while we're talking about Dorne, I'm gonna change the subject for a little bit.
okay.
Oh, please talk about Dorne, baby.
I want to show off some things. This is my cactus, Cecil, and he's a rescue.
Cecil. I have a great uncle named
So
Cecil.
Cecil again, please.
This is Cecil. He's a rescue. I stole him off of one of my friends' porches a couple winters ago because, like, it was
A
snowing.
cactus outside in the winter.
Outside was snowing. So this week, Marlon got me some more cactuses. I've got these 2 little tiny Cecil Jr. thingies.
That's nice.
And then
They're
I
nice.
got this thing, and it's got 2 little purple fuzzies on it.
Is that a cactus or a succulent?
It's got cactus on it.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
I
Nice.
grow a lot of succulents.
I love them. They're so precious. I just had to show everybody.
Rescue girl says, what the F is that?
I have an announcement too, off topic a little. I am going to be on TV again on the fan panel,
I love
like on
these
Tuesday.
guys. Yes, they're great.
On Tuesday after the final episode, and they don't do it on Monday because a lot of people haven't watched.
Right.
You know,
No,
so
that makes
we'll do it-
sense.
we'll do
Oh
it
my
Tuesday
gosh, you
morning.
have to give us the link. We love that. You guys,
Yeah.
earlier in the season before the premiere, Liz was on local TV in Canada giving her opinion, and she held it down for Sansa.
I did.
Really held it down for Sansa.
I
So,
did. I always do. That's my girl. So
Peter Griffin says you need to put Cecil and them in a clay pot.
Yeah, my big one is in a clay pot, but I just got these other 2, and whenever I move down there, I'm going to put them all in clay pots, and it's going to be really
Do
hot.
them again. Let me see.
The new babies are all
Yeah, I didn't see him. Yeah, because I was in chat. Let me see.
And I want to, did I say hey to Dover bitch? Yeah, I read one of her
Aww.
comments.
It's about like the price.
From her.
Aww.
Miss Empress Marina.
Aww.
Okay,
I like the little nubbin ones. You need to get some peyote ones.
yeah, I think Sansa's the younger,
Hey,
more
Rick.
beautiful queen, but
Peyote.
Fran, this is the season to make sure they stay watered on a regular basis. Okay.
don't overwater. Well, Cecil,
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure you know.
Yeah, I know. Cecil was like half as big as he is whenever I first.
Nature's prickly phallus.
But he
I
grows.
have a great uncle named Cecil. That's a
Peter
really good
Griffin,
Southern
yes,
name.
I love that name, but
Yeah, it is.
oh, none of us want to
There's
play
Cecil Field. Used to be a Navy base down there, but it's closed. No,
in
they opened
California.
Amazon there.
You guys look that up, the Cecil Motel. It's one of the most haunted places in America.
Cecil Field was one of the Navy bases here till they closed it. Now there's an Amazon there and an aviation school.
Peter Griffin says, I just got an electric blue cacti from Brazil last week. Blue as the Night King's eyes. Ooh, that's cool. That's interesting. I've never seen one. Nice. I like plants as well.
Nature pretty fast.
Like to paint them.
Okie doke. Well, you guys,
Kerri, it's good to name your plants. It makes them feel
Right.
part of the family. All of my plants have names.
I have
They
never
like
done.
music too.
Well, I
Like
want my
music.
garden back, and I've tried to keep my beagle out. And somebody suggested
Thank you.
lantana bushes, but I already have 2 huge ones, and that's not keeping him out. So I'm gonna have to get some kind of fencing or something because I miss my gardening. And every flower pot I put in the backyard, he breaks and tears it up.
Maybe
if I move
you
into
should
the
just
house,
leave your dog.
He knocks them over.
Well,
So a lot of my plants died on the front
the other day that turtles really love succulents.
Do they? My cats eat some of my. They'll eat my succulent, my aloe.
Get rid of the dog. Shut up, Brand.
And they'll try. My cats will try to eat the aloe, or they'll eat the leaves of other plants. I have these spider plants. I keep them away, but if they get to them, they eat the leaves. It's very
You guys
annoying.
know what I struggle with?
Poinsettias are very poisonous.
A jade
Oh yeah,
tree,
Lindsay.
a little jade plant. I could not, nothing I could do.
My jade plant just died.
I would love to have a new jade plant.
My
My
jade
mom
plant
used to
just
do
died.
that.
They say they're really healthy when the tips are very red. And
Yeah.
one year, and then it's like, I don't know. I think, and I moved them in for winter and stuff, but I had a hard time with that. And also with sage. I cannot keep sage. I do really good with parsley, rosemary. I'm excellent with sage.
I love
Well,
basil.
sage is a little bit of a succulent, so
It
you
is a
gotta
little
watch
bit.
them.
It does what it does. It has a
The
little.
best thing I ever grew was weed. To be honest, I grew a weed plant, and it was amazing.
Was it?
I got busted for trying to grow a weed plant. My dad caught me and had it in my closet with a huge light. And the first thing my dad said was, "You're gonna burn our damn house down." And he didn't say anything about the plant. Then I was outside trying
You
to
probably
repot
had
it.
the wrong light, is what it
And my little
was.
brother, my little brother was right there with me, and that's when Dad made me get rid of it. So
Okay.
It smells though. They make your house smell if you have them inside. I mean,
it was
wow.
just
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I don't know all the scientific, but Alabama made medical marijuana legal. So
There you go.
Yep.
Maybe Mississippi will be next.
Legalize marijuana.
Peter
Medically.
Griffin asked-
And then they should do it
Peter Griffin.
recreationally for everybody because it's just stupid not to be.
Riri,
Peter Griffin
Yeah, baby.
says,
Peter
"Reed,
asked,
you think Danny burning King's Landing was the third twist, or we
Yes,
something next episode?"
I think it's the
Next
third.
episode.
Or it's,
No,
I think it's.
it was her. I think her betrayal. I think it was her betrayal, but I don't think it was third twist. I think that's gonna come next week.
It might be part of. I think either it is the third twist or it's part of it. So it causes the twist. But I don't know.
It didn't affect us in the way that the other stuff did.
yeah,
It was a moment. We had a moment, but no, it just didn't have that effect on us.
I don't know. A lot of people are really
This last episode, we're gonna have Papa George in on it too, so it's gonna affect us. So I think it'll be this last episode. That's the one that's gonna do it. It wasn't that Danny bullshit. No, that was just to make us go, "What the fuck is this bitch on?" and say, "Bye, Felicia. That bitch's got to go," and get us ready for the final episode. And then we're gonna have a moment on there that's just gonna leave us all stupid after.
Did you color your hair already?
No, I need to color my hair.
Okay, no, that's right. That's right.
It's just a light in here. I don't know what color does it look because it's purple. What color does it look?
King Peter Griffin says, Shireen, I had no clue. Hodor, no clue. I kind of sort of seen this coming. Okay. Something, the Bracken girl, something next episode. Did you say that George was involved in the writing of this episode? Or?
No.
The final episode. He's doing the final episode with Dumb and Dumber.
Are you sure? Where'd you read that?
It's been everywhere. Like, known.
At Kerri McDonald. Man, I wish we could hang out at a bar together. I've had the pleasure of hanging
I
out.
would love to meet Shelly. I know. Shelly, I'd love to hang out with you too, girl. I'm coming. I'm going to the British Isles one day soon.
You have to come over to the Wolf's Den. We're here from Alabama. That's what I'll come.
Yeah.
Come to Florida.
I'll make jambalaya, buy a king cake. Y'all come on.
Okay, all right. Peter Griffin says, Shireen, I had no clue. Hodor, no clue. I kind of sort of see this coming. But what do you see coming? That's the thing.
I think it's
Now,
John.
we seen everything coming here, but what do we see coming? We kind of think, this is what everyone's kind of thinking. Oh, we kind of think that John's going to end up being king now. Danny's got to go down. And what's going to happen? And we all think she's going to go after Sansa. And that's pretty much just the end of our thoughts right there, right?
Yeah.
So there's got to be something more, something bigger there.
Drogon.
So that's the big what the fuck
John
there.
is gonna be the
What if
third.
Drogon eats her? I keep thinking about like Rhaenyra, like how Rhaenyra got eaten by, or had, you know, what if like
That would be wonderful, actually,
I
because
would love it. I
Okay, Doverovich says, ironically, one of the things Dave and Dan did correctly was the Daenerys part.
yeah, I agree. I agree. And it just pissed me the fuck off. But yeah.
That's the Dany burning King's Landing coming. Like,
It pissed me off in a good way. I'm just mad at her for doing it.
Yeah. But I feel like she had been burning
But-
stuff for a while. I mean,
I
No,
do
she-
think that John honestly will have more control over Rhaegar or over Drogon. He just has to take it. Because
He's gotta
look
die
how
for it.
easily he came up to him. She didn't have that much control and ease with Drogon. No.
I think if something's going to happen to Dany next episode, that somebody like Bran or something will happen to take control of Drogon. Or
I don't even
What
think
is-
that would have to happen. I think that fucking John could just stand up and take control, and Drogon would fucking eat Dany with John in control even.
I
I
think
mean, I think that could be possible.
In
John
episode
just has to
4
stand up and
No,
own
that
up
is
to
his
who
mama.
he is.
That is his mama.
In episode 4, when Rhaegal took off, I kind of felt like he kind of ignored Dany a little bit and was like sad that John wasn't there. That was kind of the impression I got. But then Dany had a smile on her face as he did take off. So it might have just been me reading too much into it.
No, one of the funniest memes, I don't know if we already talked about this, but one of the memes I found so amusing, it really cracked me up, was the one with Ghost behind the scorpion killing Rhaegal. Going,
yes, I love that one.
Oh, my brother showed me that one. My brother showed me that. That was great.
cool, but I mean, that's how Rudy would feel, 100%. Okay, I was going to say that Trader went to bed with Russell, but he's over there wrapped up in his blankets.
Hey, y'all think Tormund's still hanging around Winterfell when after Jamie left?
He
Brienne,
said he's going to stay till the storms passed.
Yeah, until winter storms pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was saying he'd stay at Castle Black till winter storms pass.
Oh, maybe. Because maybe he tries to, comfort Brienne and be like,
Yeah, maybe he's still lingering around. He just hasn't left yet, and he's like, "Oh, what's up, girl?"
It's so nice if Drogon refuses Dany's command or something. Yeah, that would be kind of a nice twist. Let's see. Okay. And then Bracken Girl says, clarification. It may well have been the destination of Danny's arc, but the path to that point was unforgivably rushed.
Yep.
Agreed. I think we can all agree that we wish they would have slowed down and, got more in depth with it like they kind of started out, but that's not the way the cookie crumbled out. So
I like what and Peter and Ree, I didn't notice y'all discussing this in the chat, but the fire and ice balance. That was what really confused the hell out of me when the Night King was destroyed. Because I'm like, now what? Who's gonna take up the fire side? That
Danny and John.
well,
That's what I was saying
I
to
know
you
that's what
before,
y'all
Kerri,
think.
remember?
How is that gonna happen if we don't have a Night King anymore? And what do y'all think?
Yeah,
Now,
John would be the Night King.
No, I think John is balanced, and I think that
Okay,
the Night
then
King was
Arya.
ice, and then like Daenerys is like fire personified. She's
Yeah.
fire. So you
Then
have to get
Arya.
and fire.
If you keep John as the balance and let him rule, then it would be Arya as the Night King because she would be the pure ice. But she also
Bran,
did.
Bran, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be Bran
No,
though? 'Cause
Bran
he's
is the Oracle though. See, it don't work like that with that.
What do y'all think, Bran? I mean, he has seen what Danny's gonna do because it was in the vision that he had of the dragon.
It was
flying
in
over
fragments before
King's
though. So
Landing.
what else did he see? We have not seen one vision from him
I
all
know,
season.
and I'm wondering what's gonna happen, in the finale if they're even
They
gonna
better give us some damn Harrenhal.
or
Oh,
any.
yeah. I wonder if we
Y'all
get a
think he'll be
flashback
in the
or whatever.
finale?
Bran is going to be in the finale. Yeah, I'm sure. They're all going to be.
You guys, it is 9:40, and we don't like to keep anybody over 2 hours because it's hard enough to stop everything you're doing and come to a chat. In the chat, anything you want to ask or say, please put it right now. I'll read it out. And with that, final thoughts panel.
I just want to say thank you, Jen, for having me on book club all this time. I'll miss y'all in my absence.
Well, you are very welcome. Thank you for being.
I'm gonna miss you, Bran. How long are you gonna be gone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, not forever, huh?
No, not forever.
Okay.
Well,
You're getting me weird. You get me weirded out. Okay. Okay, Brathing girl. Anyone else feel unfulfilled with Bran? I do. I feel unfulfilled with a lot of things. I'm not mad. I'm not, but I feel unfulfilled with a lot of things that has happened.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay,
Yep.
Peter G says, sometimes I think what we are watching is already the past. The ink is dry, and Bran spending most of the time in the past is him trying to fix this.
They changed the astrolabe where it shows the
Yeah.
red wedding and the comet.
Right.
And what's the other one, Ree?
It's the red, white, and the comet and the dragon. So we got the big dragon and the 3 other dragons. So we know that there's another dragon that's going to be revealed.
Well,
So I'd like her to go blow some Drogon. I'd like her to go Drakari Sansa so that it would show us that Sansa will be unburnt too. Just so it'd be a nice fuck you, Danny. Because there's going to be another one.
Special skills to update Sansa while he's
Maybe it'll be Tyrion. Who knows?
Yeah.
What did you say,
But
Jen?
I said, I wondered, this is from Doberbitch in the chat. I wondered if Bran used his special skills to update Sansa and Arya the White Horse. So you believe the White Horse was sent? I've heard people say that.
Yeah, that's
Bran.
Go ahead, Ree. I'm sorry. What were you saying? Who thinks that White Horse was sent by somebody, or who thinks it was just good fortuna? It's good luck. It's not luck, but just things called in her favor.
oh, that'd definitely be like a Blood Raven Branson right there, just because. Look at everything else that Blood Raven had done, so that would make me think of Bran right there, wouldn't it, y'all?
Yeah. And maybe, yeah, he could have sent the horse or resurrected the horse because that was like the same horse that the Golden Company Commander was
Really
all.
think they mean us to think that? Because I realized right before we did this, and I see where people are saying that was the same horse Harry Strickland, which was on, which was clearly dead. I mean, it
Yeah.
did have different tack on, meaning that blanket was no longer on it, but
Where did it come from?
Every time she looked at it again, its hair was different.
Miss Empress Marina says, I would like to think that Brand sent the horse. I would as well, but the thing is, that's what I see. They're just not getting that deep, basically.
I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know, but it'd be cool.
The Bradley girl says, well, tickle my for me happy. Love you guys. See you on the flip side. Okay.
Love you guys.
Bye.
All right, y'all. And so,
Sweetie dreams, dolls.
anything else, chat? Anything else? I'll read it out. Okay, so if there's nothing else, like I said, next week will be Chapter 10, Davos 1. Yes, Hillary Clinton. This is about that HBO show.
Hillary Clinton. Oh, God. Peter.
So, thanks everybody so much. Guys,
Hey,
it's
Hillary.
great, I'll forget.
It's
Okay,
a
so like
it's a
I
great
said,
way to stay in shape.
next week is Chapter 10, Davos 1. And if nobody has anything else, we'll go to shout outs. Who wants to do shout outs? Okay, I'll do them. Okay, we have Living on a
I had to
Prayer.
click on it, so
What? What?
I had to click on it to see them.
Okay,
I'll do
you want to
it.
do them?
Yeah, I'll do them.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Crazy girl. Oh, that's Liz. Nancy T, Lady Laura Dane Starfall, Rathian Girl, Peter Griffin, my man Peter, Fearless Mermaid was here for a little while. Shelly Duarte. Let's see. I'm looking, guys. I know we have Accept Shayna's Secrets. There was a couple of new ones. Ellie Hudson. Living on a Prayer. Where was Dover Bitch? Is that what her name?
And we want to welcome her to our little circle, I believe.
Yeah, and Miss Empress Marina. It's the first I've seen her name, so thank you for coming. And I think, did I say the Baratheon girl already?
You did, Bradley Girl Shelley. Thanks for
Okay.
coming.
The only one you missed is Lady Laura Dana of Star.
Oh, I thought I said that, and I thought in my head, I
You
wonder
might
if I
have.
said her, but then I didn't
And
say
then
anything.
that's
Sorry,
all.
Lady Laura.
Our Lady Hillary Clinton in the chat. And then
Well, that was on purpose. No, I'm kidding. Hillary Clinton, and I think that's everybody. All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thanks everybody. And I was telling Dover Bitch, we go every Thursday at 8-ish, chapter by chapter. We're on Clash of Kings, Chapter 10. Davos 1 is what we've got next week. And we'll also talk about what we thought of the episode. And Miss Empress Marina puts in one last question. Y'all, will we see the Children of the Forest?
next episode,
I
Yes.
hope so. I hope
I
so.
think they're done. I think they got blown up by the Night King. That's just
Fran, your answer. Do you think we'll see Children of the Forest?
not on next episode.
If they go to
Kerri?
the God's Eye, yeah.
That has something to do with
You
the
do
book.
think we're going to see them?
We'll see him in the prequel that's going to come out.
Yeah.
Okay, but not next episode, Liz, Tom. Up and said they got blowed up, Miss Empress Marina. All right, see, Children of Forest anyway.
Maybe the Green Men.
I don't
I
think
love
it's going
that,
to
but I don't think so.
Okay,
I
I've got a
wish.
question. Last question since Miss Empress Marina brought that up. Are we gonna see Helen Reed
No, I wish.
up
I
here?
wish, but no.
If that maybe because okay, here's the thing. Because here's the thing. Mira did say that she was going to go be with her father and get ready for the war, and we haven't seen him in this war or the other war at Winterfell. So,
But-
with the last war, is she going to be in the war against Daenerys?
The Krennic men never leave. That's where they never leave the neck. That's where they stay. And
Yeah. So, what better place for the last war to be? Would be right there at the neck.
well, I don't
Lit-
think
It
that-
always
If
started
Sansa was gonna keep Daenerys from coming, what better position to hold the North than the neck?
Yep.
I don't think we're going to, but I hope that we do.
That would be cool. I don't know if we get that.
You know, I mentioned in a chat, this is a franchise now. So even though Game of Thrones is over, we've got the prequels and they're already filming. There's going to be more books coming out. We haven't ever, you know, we're only on book 2 with our book club. We have Fire and Blood. I mean, you know, it's going
Way
to be
more.
a Star Wars, like, you know, Marvel, like, I mean, they could just keep going and going and going, you know, with the way George likes to write so much stuff. And that's fine with me.
As long as he's alive, as long as he's alive for another couple of years.
Yeah, I worry about his weight a little bit sometimes, but yeah.
All right, and it's almost 10 o'clock. So with that, good night, and we'll see y'all next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.